Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to the channel. I am boondocking the beautiful Green Mountain National Forest, and I thought I would take a moment and make this video for you guys. I wanted to tell you 5 truths that they don't tell you when you buy your van. Kind of give you some insider tips and let you know 5 things I wish I would have known before I bought my van. Let's get into it. Before we get in the heart of the video, as always, if you like this content at any point during the video, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop us a line in the comments. Also, while we go through this video, I'm going to show you some cool van life moments, just pictures, videos I took. That way you get a visual and you don't have to just listen to me talk, because that's boring. So I hope you enjoyed the slideshow while we go. Now, to the heart of the video. So, picture perfect sunsets, beautiful golden hour, the freedom of the open road, you know, your van door's propped open with a breathtaking mountain view or breathtaking beach view and you're the only person around. True, right? That's how van life is. No, it's not. So let me tell you 5 things I wish people would have told me. Number 1, your van, RV, school bus, whatever you buy, it's gonna break. Period, end of discussion. Whether you buy that schoolie with character or you do what I did and walk into the dealership and walk out with a brand new 2025 Winnebago Revel that's got a sticker price of over $250,000, guess what? My Revel is going to be making its 4th or 5th trip to the shop next week. And it's under a year old. So, new car smell hasn't even worn off, and guess what? We've been to the shop 4 times, going on 5 times. That's just reality. Your van will break. As one person I put it said, hey, just imagine that you put your van through a tornado and an earthquake every day. That's what's going on every time you drive down the road. Of course things are gonna break. But the good news is, 1, it's almost a rite of passage. RVers around that I've talked to everywhere tell me that's normal for the first year, don't worry about it. And I actually had that confirmed by one of the dealers who had no reason to lie to me because he didn't care, he didn't sell me the car. He just said, hey, I've been in the RV business for 30 years and it's been my experience that once you get the kinks worked out, normally these things are actually pretty good and pretty reliable. Awesome, cool. Truth number 2 that nobody tells you. Everything will take longer than you think. Literally everything. Making a sandwich in a small kitchen takes longer than you think. Let me give you the perfect example. This morning I showered. You shower at home, what's a shower take you? 10 minutes? Mine took 30. Why? Because my bathroom is also my closet where I store everything. And I usually don't shower in the van, but I'm in bear country, so I decided to shower inside the van instead of outside the van to avoid attracting bears. And so I did that. And to do that, I had to take everything out. Literally, my trash had to come out. My clothes had to come out. My books had to come out. Literally everything. That took 10, 15 minutes, right? Shower, 10 minutes. It's a military shower because I've got to conserve water because I'm boondocking. And then let everything dry, and then put it back in. Point being, everything takes longer. If you drive somewhere, you're gonna stop and see, hey, there's a vacuum right there and it's free at this car wash. If I just pull in, I'm gonna stop and vacuum out my van because it hasn't been vacuumed in a few days. Even what would normally be a 3-hour drive will take you 5 hours because you're gonna find things that you need to do along the way and you're gonna stop and do those. Number 3 that nobody tells you is, 1, the systems may actually lie to you about what they do. And you will have to become an expert because the people that are experts often don't know. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna show you a video real quick. This is my electrical system. If you actually read what it says it's doing on the screen, it limits the amount of AC current when I'm plugged into shore power, i.e. when I'm plugged into electrical power, that will charge the batteries. That is not what it actually does. What it actually does is it limits the amount of AC current that can flow into the van at any given time. Why is that distinction so important? Because if I limit that current below a certain level and my air conditioning kicks on, that will actually cause a system malfunction, which will cause the air conditioning to shut off. If I am gone and that happens and Odie's in the van alone, Odie will bake like a turkey. That is a key difference, but that is not what that function says it does. Similarly, I have called Mercedes before to ask them what the fuse does what, and they could not tell me. Their response is, please see a Mercedes authorized dealer. That's a great response, except when you're trapped by the side of the road and you're trying to fix your vehicle in the middle of nowhere. I've gone to Winnebago dealers and had to educate them on how the electrical system and how the plumbing system in that van works. I have owned it less than a year and I'm educating the Winnebago dealer. So, point being, you will have to become an expert, and the owner's manual, it's not a Bible. You want it to be a Bible, but I assure you, it is not a Bible. It is a recommended guide. It is a useful resource. It is a lot of things. What is very good and what I can recommend is there's a Revel Facebook group that I belong to. Those people are actually experts. One of the owners, one of the people on it actually owns a major outfitter for Revels and for adventure vans, and that dude literally knows everything. So when he responds, he's right. My next tip is oriented around mental health. If you know me, then you know that mental health is something I really care about. It's part of the reason I decided to do van life, but the highs and lows in van life can be extreme. You can experience great joy and great happiness, but that can also be buttressed against, fear and fear is the best word. And some downs. It can be lonely. Even after a short time period, there are times where it does get lonely, especially for me because I boondock in the middle of nowhere a lot. I actually have a solution. That see my video on why 1,000 Trails is good for van lifers. If I haven't released it yet, well, I will have by the time this comes out. Look at here. But there's also some times where I have been downright scared. I have inadvertently driven into parts of town where I did not feel safe because I blindly followed the Google GPS, right? Google Maps. I didn't look at what area of town I was in. I have been camped in the middle of a national forest all by my lonesome with nobody around, with severe weather going on all around me, and knowing there was no way to get out. And if something did happen, frankly, there was a good possibility I was graveyard dead and nobody would even know it for days, if not weeks. So there are times like that where I'm scared. Just be prepared for that. When that happens, my advice is take a breath, relax, realize it's par for the course, realize that probably nothing is going to happen to you, and then you're going to be okay. And the truth is, at that point, nothing you can do will change the situation. So just be aware of that and take the moments that are high and soak them in. And here's my other advice. I'm going to do a whole video on advice for van life, which is the next part of this series. You can watch it here if I've already released it. Is journal. Absolutely journal. Write those highs down, because this may be one of the greatest times in your life. Make sure you record it, because you won't remember it. My fifth and final piece of advice that nobody tells you when you're buying a van for the first time is you will become a master of planning and master of organization, particularly of organization of your schedule. Why do I say that? Remember the top where I said everything takes longer in a van? Well, let me tell you the other reality. Because everything takes longer in a van, you're going to have to plan things out well in advance. You have to plan a lot of things that you're not used to planning. You have to plan your water. You have to ration your water. You have to know how many gallons a shower is going to take. You got to plan your food. You got to plan emergency supplies. If you're like me and boondocking out in the middle of a national forest, you got to assume what would happen if my van breaks and nobody can get me for 3 days. So I'm here 3 days longer than I thought I was going to be, right? All those things. But in addition to that, you have to plan your adventure. You have to become the master planner of fun. Let me give you a perfect example. You want to go to Yellowstone. You want to stay in the national park. Guess what? Those campsites are released a year in advance. They sell out in as little as 20 minutes. What? All right, I don't just get to hike the open road and randomly pull up in Yellowstone and sleep wherever I want. No, you do not. And so if you want to stay at that beautiful campsite in Yellowstone, those Instagram-worthy moments that you see, guess what? Some of those sites are sold out within 3 to 5 minutes of being released, which means you are planning for that a year in advance because you are on the website at 12:01 a.m. booking it 1 year in advance, which means everything has to flow backwards off of that, right? So you will become a master planner of fun. It is perfectly doable. I'm gonna do a whole video on how I plan my life, how I plan my trips, because I can tell you right now, I plan 6 months in advance and I can tell you down to the day what I plan on doing. So you will become a master planner of fun. And if you watch my video here on tips for starting van life, 6 to 12 months before you buy your van, you will know that I have already recommended that 6 to 12 months before you buy your van, you're starting to plan now. Those are the top tips that I wish somebody would have told me before I bought my van that nobody told me. If you've liked this video, which I hope you did, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and feel free to drop us a line in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Take care.